지금 다운로드 받으세요.
We're back here at the SSL Season 2 Challenge Matches of Group D, and we're getting down to the wire. We've played 22 games. We have 7 or 8 more to go, rather.
That's right. 3 of them will be played by herO. He's currently 4-3. Had a rough start to the group at 2-3, but winning 2 in a row now puts him 2 wins away from advancing the group. So if 2 out of the 3 games, he will have to win. Unfortunately for him, 2 of them are between Maru and Zest. Reality probably the easiest of the 3 to grab. But he will have to win 2 in order to advance.
Yeah, I think he's got a decent shot here against Maru. The map is Frost, which herO actually picked. And it's kind of good. I like it. You know, you put a lot of space in between you and Maru, who is, he likes to get aggressive. You know, Maru, he chose King's Haven Station against Zest. I think he might have actually chosen it against herO in the first half too. Let me check. No, he chose Dusk Towers actually. Interestingly enough.
Maru, if he loses here, is not out. If he wins the other one, he could still be in. But he'll only have 1 away win. Both of his next games, this one and his match on set 29, are both away maps. So if he wins both, he's out anyways. But if he wins one, he's only going to have 1 away win. So anyone he ties with at 5-5 will also be looking at their away wins. And like, for example, Super already has 1 away win. If he gets any more, no matter what happens, Maru can advance if he doesn't win both games.
Well, guys, we're going to jump into Frost now for herO versus Maru. Set number 23 is going to be played on Frost. And up here in the top right in the red, a Protoss player from CJ Entis, it is herO.
And down here the bottom right in blue, the Terran player he's up against, it is Maru. Doesn't absolutely require both wins, but both wins would secure him out. And if he loses here, it's not up to him whether he gets out of the group. Which is like, that's how I like to put it. It's like no matter how well he does, it's not up to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what happened to SOS, where he was on the ropes and he won all of his games. He won 4, and then he still had to wait and see, you know, what was going to happen in the group because he just wasn't sure. He was sitting at 5-5.
Yep.
He eventually had to play a tiebreaker against Trust to defeat him. If you guys missed that, that was a pretty epic game. Or just, well, the game was but the, you know, the
setup to it,
yeah,
like the lead up
story.
It's definitely the most epic group we've had, and just based on the group that we're looking at right now, I don't think it can compare, even if the rest of the games are like insanely cool. The story that we had 2 weeks ago was awesome. Maru did win his Code A match 3-0 versus Reality last night, so he is advanced to Code S. For some of these other players, though, a loss here would mean that they are done with individual league tournaments until 2017. So, at least currently announced individual league tournaments in Korea. Reality is one of those players who's currently sitting at 3-3. So he still has a very good chance of getting out. But he has to win tough matches going forward. 3 of his upcoming 4.
It's always crazy when you say that, you know, like, basically if you get knocked out here, you're done until 2017. That's 6 months, right? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, in 6 months at least, because we don't even know when next seasons are going to start in 2017.
That's true.
And just to like talk on this topic a little bit, because it looks like we're going to have a longer game as Maru is going to go 3 CC, which is pretty unusual for him.
Yeah. Mixing it up.
It's people like there's a lot of discussion about this topic because I think it's really interesting. There's definitely sides, like there's 2 sides of the coin. There's like 2 sides to everything. So what I'm trying to say is like there are good arguments on both sides. For Korean players, it's immensely frustrating because all they've known for the 6 years that StarCraft has been an esport in Korea is, or StarCraft 2 specifically, it's been much longer than that. And if you want to take that into account, you can. But for the 6 years that StarCraft 2 has been an esport in Korea, there's been tons of tournaments that could be played. We had years where there were 5 seasons of GSL alone, plus Hot 6 Cup. Like 5 seasons of GSL. Now this year there are 2. Imagine a year where there are 5 seasons in
I don't
1
even
year.
know how you fit that in there.
And there's a Blizzard couple. It's just StarCraft all the time, nonstop. There is no break between seasons.
Wow.
This is before we had Pro League. This is before we had a second StarCraft tournament. So yeah, there's still almost as many tournaments when you think about it. With 2 Star Leagues and 2 GSLs, it's almost 5, and you have Pro League going on as well. And for foreign pros, like, they don't have tournaments like this, right? So they have their tournaments, their overseas tournaments, where the Koreans are not allowed to play. So that gives them a chance to shine, but it doesn't mean that they're playing against the highest level competition. They're playing against the highest level competition in their region.
Yeah, but I think it is getting better over there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Like Scarlet and No Regrets runs in Code and Star League was some of the best we've ever seen in Korea. Like, I mean, I'm serious. They got the like Scarlet got the closest 1 game away from Code. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, it's unbelievable. She lost to herO, right? So
yeah, or no, actually to Bomber. In Star League, she lost to herO. In Code, she lost to Bomber in the final game.
All right.
And that rivalry between those 2 players continues. But yeah, there's obviously there's less tournaments and there's less time to show your sponsor and perform in matches. But they have Pro Leagues to play in still, and there could be other tournaments to play in upcoming. And if you are the best of the best, you know, you're going to be continuing to appear in tournaments because you're winning, right? If you're not winning, it's hard to practice for tournaments that you don't even know when they're going to be yet. But
yeah,
you know, I'm just going to put the pros and the cons out, or mostly cons, I guess. The pros are.
Pros are what was that, Wolf?
I mean, the pros are large prize pool.
Yeah.
And we do have 2 tournaments, and competition is always good.
Oh yeah, it's necessary out here, I feel.
Oh my god, are we gonna see a sentry drop all in? Is that what I'm watching right now?
I don't know if this is really an all-in. He took a very early 3rd base, and he's just getting those extra gateways very early before any other tech because he wants to be safe on the map here, especially because he took this 3rd base closer to Maru, which is kind of interesting.
I think he's it's not like all in, but I mean, it's almost all in if he commits. Wow, he's even going to get glaives, and he has blink. Where's that?
He's just going to have a ton of units, man. I think it's on the right side.
Maybe he just decided not to. I think he just decided he doesn't want to do the sentry drop anymore. I think that was the plan initially, and then he was like, I waited too long. Like, Stim's already done, Maru's got a ton of units. And now he's just going to attack by ground with glaives, going to harass with the Warp Prism into the back. Although, as I say that, he is moving out. Being a bit indecisive for sure. So many gates he just added.
Wants to get in those warp-ins. He's sending a probe over here. Maybe more of a distraction tactic, but also wants to scout, you know, see if he can see where the units are. And he's going, man. He is not going to shade in just yet, but he's getting close. He could definitely go towards that 3rd base if he wants, but he's just going to go for the front here.
Nice force field. That's really well placed. No repairs going down as a result. Like, perfect force field there. And Maru does need to gather his units up here and try to mount a defense. He's pulling the SCVs, but there's still a lot of force fields available. And this may be the better way to use the sentries rather than trying to do a drop and force fielding the ramp, just cutting these units to pieces. And he's got a large economy behind this, as you said, so he doesn't actually... This is not like a move where he's going to lose value over time.
Look at the force fields there. Trapping a bunch on the ramp, but also keeping them behind. And here we go. He's going to shade onto the units. And herO just has so much stuff. He may just be able to end this one.
Yep. There you go. There's a huge warp in here as well. And I think that is going to be it, actually. Maru will be defeated here.
Wow.
Thus, highly eliminated. Like, it's highly unlikely he will be able to get out of this group. Okay, there's the blink forward. The Adepts shade in. They have attack speed. Maru trying to use this Liberation Zone with the turret as well to try to hold on and mount a defense here. But look at this, a huge warp in the Stalkers, and I think that should seal the deal. Barracks are starting to go down, limiting Maru's production, despite the fact that he has mules and a lot of extra minerals left over. He's about to lose another Barracks. The Liberator's going to go down.
And there it is. More force fields. 26 SCVs have gone down. And more where that came from as he blinks forward and tries to end this one. Maru is really trying to hold on, but there's just no hope here. GG. herO, he takes his 5th win. And we were talking about Zest, Maru, perhaps, the 2 shoo-ins. Not so sure about herO, but herO is really playing well towards this later half.
Well, now Maru will have to win his next game, but even then, it won't necessarily secure him a spot out of this group. Tiebreakers are absolutely possible in this as well as we get closer and closer to those 5-5s. Depends on the away wins. Zest. Let's look at Zest for a second. In order for Zest not to get out, he will have to lose all 3 games in a row.
And he's facing Reality and Super, which I feel like he's definitely favored in both of those matches.
Okay, so if Reality wins his next 3, if he wins 3 more games and wins 2 or more away matches, and Super wins, no, Super can't make sure herO's not out. Only... Like, it's
this is where you get stuck down. I'm just letting you go with it.
Basically, Zest is like the only one, or Zest is basically out of the group. Someone has to go 5 wins and tie with him and have 4 away matches in order to tie with him.